Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Make yourself comfortable. Sit, kneel, lay down. Comfortable. Close your eyes. Take a moment to fully arrive. Consciously deciding to set all your distractions aside. Develop the space for mindfulness. Take a deep breath in. Let it out your mouth. Push your belly out. Pull your belly in. Expand your rib cage. Relax. Lift your chest. Let it fall. Put those all together and take the biggest breath you can. Nadi Sodana. Close your right nostril and breathe in the left. Close the left, breathe out the right. Back in through the right. And out the left. Twice more. In through both and out through both. Vastrika. Pump your diaphragm 50 times at your own pace. Whenever you're ready, you can go. And Wim Hof. Big as you can. Drop. 30 of those. Whenever you stop, let it out and hold it out for as long as you can. When you can't hold it out for any longer, hold it in for a count of 15. Done, join me for the Ganapate mantra 3 times. Inhale. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Om Gam Ganapate Inhale, open your eyes. Start moving toward downward dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. As you make your way into down dog, you can bend one knee at a time. You can tilt your hips side to side. That movement in your hips will shift your body weight from shoulder to shoulder and wrist to wrist. All of that movement should give you a pretty good sense of what your joints are feeling like this morning. Everybody take a big breath in. Land. Even pressure in your hands and your feet. Inhale to a high plank. Bring your shoulders over your hands. Push your hands into the mat. Tighten up your belly and around your ribs. Work your toes under and your heels back. The breath in. Exhale back to down dog. Inhale, bend both knees. Stretch your toes and the soles of your feet. Straighten your legs. Heels out. High plank. Breathe in. Down dog. Breathe out. Bend your knees, push your chest back towards your thighs. Straighten your legs. Lift your heels up. Take tiny steps and walk up to the front of the mat. Breathing in. And breathing out. Inhale, flat back, chest parallel with the mat. Exhale, fold, head down low. Again, flat back, heels out, spread your collarbones. Fold, grab your legs, go deeper. One more time, your longest, straightest spine. Suck your belly in, and with a straight spine, come up to standing. Lift your arms up. At the top, bring your palms together. Interlace your fingers together. Reach up through your index fingers. Bend your elbows toward the ceiling. Reach up. Try to squeeze your biceps to your ears. Bend your elbows again. Lift your chin a little bit so your throat isn't bunched up. And one more time. Reach up and squeeze. Nice. Lean to the left. Empty your breath. Center and squeeze. Lean to the right. Center. Arms behind your back. Get a strap or interlace your fingers together. Shoulder blades together. Heels out. Hips forward, let your head go back. Tilt your left ear towards your shoulder, stretching the right side of your throat. Center and back. Right ear towards your shoulder. Center and back. Hips forward, try to see the back wall. Fold forward with an open chest. Bend your knees, lower your head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Arms to the left, straighten your right knee and look up at the ceiling. Center, bend your knees, lower your head. Arms right, left leg straight, look up. Center. Inhale, flat back. Hands on the mat, step back. High plank. Shift forward onto your tiptoes. Bring your knees, chin, and chest to the ground. Tilt your tailbone up, feel your low back. Elbows in, middle back, chin forward, upper back. Slide forward into cobra pose. Put your hips down and lift your breastbone. Press the tops of your feet flat. Engage your thighs and lift your kneecaps. Squeeze your back and push your belly out. Lay back down. Breathe out. Push up to tabletop. Exhale into child's pose. You can have your knees as close together or as far apart as feels right. Leave a little space between your big toes. Reaching forward with your fingers and using your arms and shoulders to push your bum back. Fill your belly with breath. And then exhale and drag your arms down by your side. Pulling your belly button in, rise up into sitting on your heels. If that's too much, put a block under your bum. If it feels just right, bring the natural curve to your low back and rest your hands on your thighs. Or you can recline. Lean back onto your hands and let your head rest on your traps in your upper back. Staying like that, or pushing the tops of your feet into the mat, lift your hips up toward the ceiling. Keep breathing. In. Keep your head back. One more in. Sit back down and rise back up. Come all the way to tabletop. Curl your toes under and return to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Exhale and bring your feet together. Lift your right leg up to the ceiling. Open your hip. Bend your knee. Make circles with your right ankle. Make circles with your right knee. Push down with your other 3 limbs and go up. Step into a lunge. Right foot, right thumb. Left knee down. Arms up. Breathe out. In. Out. Take one more in. Step forward and bow. All the air out. Stand up. Arms up. Push your feet down and go back. Fold at your hips. Bend your knees. Grab your legs and squeeze. Flat back. Spread your collarbones. Left foot back to a lunge. Left knee down. Arms up. Reach for the back. Hands on the mat. Right foot back. High plank. Shift forward, knees, chin, chest. Empty the breath. Cobra, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Inhale. Exhale, feet together. Left leg up. Open it up. Circles with the ankle, breathing in and out. Circles with the knee. One more in, go as high as you can. Lunge, left foot, left thumb. Right knee down, arms up. Sink your hips toward the floor. 2 more. In. Up. Last one. Step forward and bow. Breathing out. Tadasana. Rise up. Arms up. Back bend as much as you can. Fold forward and round in. Pull your belly in. Flat back, chest open. Right foot back, breathe out. Right knee down, arms up. Breathe in. Step back, high plank, breathe out. Tip toes, breathe in. Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chin, chest. Vajragasana, Cobra, take a breath. And down dog, pull your navel in as your hips go high. Breathe in. Breathe. Right leg up to the ceiling. Open your hip, bend your knees. Pick up your right hand and flip over. Land your right foot on the floor. Lift your hips up, relax your head back, and reach your right hand for the front. Try to get your hips and shoulders level with the floor. Reach up, roll over, high push up, feet together, side plank, left arm high, right knee could go down, right elbow could be on the ground, yep. Left leg can go up, grab your left foot if you want. Everybody look up, lean back, and try to open your chest to the ceiling. High plank. Breathe out. Shift forward. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right leg up to the ceiling again. Right leg again. Right foot lunge. Left knee down, arms up. Hands together at your chest. Pause and take the breath in. Exhale and twist to the right. Feel it as it is. Take any variation you want. You can lift your left knee by curling your left toes under. You can also do it by just pressing the top of your foot into the floor like upward dog. You could grab your left foot with your right hand instead. Or open your arms wide or take a bind. Warrior 2. Turn your left toes out. Take your arms out wide. Look straight ahead. Breathe with your ribs. And if you feel space open up in your hips, then separate your feet. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Push your right knee towards the right side of the room and bend it deeper. Exhale into side angle lunge. If you can get to the point where your right hand touches something, floor or block, without bending your spine, by sliding your feet apart, then you can let your right arm take your body weight, just like that side plank that we just did. When your right leg isn't holding you up anymore, you can sink a lot deeper into it. Careful now, because you've gone deeper than normal. So slowly straighten your right leg in the triangle. And your right hand will probably lift up a little. That's normal. But if you let your pelvis turn towards the floor just a little more, then you can slide your right thigh bone back, which would allow you to go a little deeper without bending your spine. Pyramid pose, bring your left hand down and turn your left toes forward. Don't lean into the right leg. kick your left heel out a little like down dog and push down with your right big toe, engaging your inner thighs, both legs, and push your sit bones toward the back. Keep your hips pushed back. Pick your chest up, make a flat back. Step your feet back to high plank. Shift forward, look forward. Low plank, hold it. Breathe in, breathe out. Up go, breathe in. Stay, let the breath out. Inhale. Exhale. One more in. Roll over your toes and back to down dog. Inhale. Exhale, feet together. Lift your left leg up. Roll open. When you get to the peak, pick up your left hand and roll over the top. Flip your dog. Both feet should be flat. Hips and shoulders level with the floor. Reach for the front wall. 2 more breaths. You got this. Reach up. High push up. Feet together. Side plank. Right hand high. Arrive and feel it as it is. And then take a variation. Or stay as is. Now, lean back and look up. Open up. Exhale back to high push-up. Shift forward. Low plank. Upward dog. Downward dog. Left leg high. Left foot lunge. Right knee down. Arms up. Hands together at your chest. Take a breath. Twist to the left. Forget what happened on the other side. This is the first time you've done this pose today. Left shoulder back, look up. After that, feeling it and adjusting it. Adapting. Last breath in. Exhale to warrior 2. Eyes on the front of the room. Send your mind down to your feet. Work your way up. Because the stuff that is giving off sensation is easy. It's giving off sensation. You can feel it acutely. Right? But you know that where you're unaware, there's no energy there. Right? Awareness is energy. So how are you supposed to become aware of what you don't know? Right? It's the same thing that we were talking about last week with mindfulness. You've got to have a system to catch yourself. Flip your front palm and reach up. So if you build your way up through your body piece by piece, then you got a shot at catching what you're missing. Exhale into side angle. Where it begins is not where it's going to end. Right? You don't have to rush all the way in. Let your breath work out. triangle. Remember, let the pelvis turn toward the floor a little bit. Drag your left thigh bone back. And open your chest, just like side plank. Holding the space between stimulus and response. And what can you observe within that space? Pyramid pose, right? Like not what are you just feeling physically, like your muscles and your joints, but what runs through your head, thought-wise. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, high flat. Shift forward. Low plank. Look forward and hold. Inhale. Exhale. Up dog. Down dog. Breathe in. Up. Bend your knees, look front. Jump. Flat back. Fold. Stand up. Arms up. Hands together at your chest. Sit lower and take a breath. Exhale and twist to the right. Push your arm into your leg and lift your chest. Push your leg into your arm and lower your bum. Nicely done. Hold or open your arms. Don't dip your chest forward to touch the floor. Sink your bum down more to touch the floor. Forward fold. Separate your feet. First, try taking your right arm between your legs and your left arm around your back. Pull your left shoulder back. Bend your right knee. Right? Think back to the beginning when you had your arms behind your back. Right? And we bent the knee and straightened the other leg and looked up at the ceiling. It's the same thing, just deeper. You're trying to clasp your hands together around your right leg. If that's not going to happen, I understand. Grab your left ankle with your right hand instead and pull on your leg to deepen your twist. The more you can twist, eventually your hands will touch. You don't have to rush it. Let your hands go. Take your feet to the edges of your mat and come into a squat. Turn your toes out onto the floor and lower your hips. Reach your left hand out to the floor on your left and push out on your left knee. Take your right arm up to the ceiling and look up at your right hand. Bring your right hand down. Lift your hips up and lower your head. Bring your feet back together at the middle of the mat. Big toes touching, heels apart a little bit. Come all the way up to stand. Lift your arms out and up. Set your eyes and sit down into awkward pose. Bend your knees. Hands together at your chest. That's what it's called. That's what Utkatasana means. Sit lower and take a breath in. Twist to the left. Push your arm into your leg and your leg into your arm. Lock into your belly button. And then sink your bum down and lift your chest up. Open your arms or keep your palms together at your heart. Forward fold. Separate your feet. Left arm goes between your legs, or your left hand grabs your right ankle so you can pull. Right arm around your back. Everybody's twisted. Right shoulder back, turning the face toward the seat. Stand up. That's it. Chest up. Forward fold. Malasana squats. This time, right hand reaches out to the floor. Right arm pushes out on the right knee. Left arm up to the ceiling. Bring your left hand down, then put them about a foot in front of where they are now. Point your feet at your hands. Lean into your hands. Come all the way up onto the tips of your toes. Put your knees on your triceps and lift your feet. Crow pose. Stepping back 1 foot at a time or jumping both legs back at the same time, low plank. Move through up dog as you breathe in. And back to down dog as you breathe out. Right leg up to the ceiling. Right foot lunge. Chest forward, take a breath in. Step forward, grab the back of your legs, fold. Stand up, arms up. Eagle. Right leg over your left leg. Right arm under your left arm. Twisting your arms and your legs around each other. Sink your bum down and lift your elbows up to shoulder height. Now, lean your shoulders toward the back of the room. Yes, good. Stand up, bring your right knee up, below your navel, suck in. Warrior 3, right leg back, arms back. Palms face the mat. Pull your shoulder blades in. Now fill your chest with breath. And then straighten your arms and your legs. Twisting half moon. Put your right hand on a block. Your right hand on a block. Push your chest up. Make yourself straight from your right foot to your head. No bend. Then extend your left arm high. High might be just reaching towards where the ceiling meets the left wall. Okay? But the more you twist, the more you want to move your right hand, the bottom hand, towards the left side of the room. Runner's lunge. Bend your left knee, land your right foot at the back of the mat. Pull your chest forward and take a breath in. Step your right foot forward and bow. Grab your legs, go deep. Rise up, arms up. Eagle. Left leg over, left arm under. Those shoulders back, remember? Stack. That's why we make them stronger, right? Stand up, left knee up, suck the belly in. Warrior three. Left leg back. Arms up. Open up your chest. Lots of breath. Now push that breath into your extremities. Twisting half moon. Left hand down. Every single one of you just broke your mindfulness. Keep your left leg up. Reach your right arm up. Scissor kick your inner thighs. That's how you keep the left leg up. Yeah. Okay. Try again. You engaged the muscles and it threw you off balance. Try again. Runner's lunge. Left foot at the back of the mat. Chest forward. Take a breath in. Step back to high plank. Shift forward. Look forward. And coming down slowly and counting. 5. Lower. Chest open. 4. Lower. 3. Lower. 2 inches off the floor. Rest. Lay down on your chest. Turn your head to the left and bring your arms straight down so nothing's holding you up. Letting the weight of your own body stretch your neck. So continuing our study of Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga has 3 parts. Last week we talked about Swadhyaya, right? Self-study. This week we're talking about Tapas. Tapas means austerities. It comes from the root word tap, which means to burn. In Patanjali's day, yogis were doing very extreme tapas. I mean, make a ring of fire in the desert and sit in the middle of all the fire and the heat from the sun and see how long you can take it. Oh, wait, that's not much different than this room. Okay, we do that too. Right? Bringing yourself here to do these poses is a form of tapas. I mean, you could do it at home at room temperature. You don't have to do it in 105 degrees. They believe that by performing these severe austerities, they were burning up their karma. Turn your head to the other side. How severe were these austerities? Well, let's just put it this way. Castration was an option. Very severe. And they believed that the more severe and the longer the duration they were able to perform this austerity, the greater the siddhi they would receive. S-I-D-D-H-I-S. Siddhis. Means supernatural powers. And in fact, the whole third pada of the Yoga Sutras is devoted to explaining to you what supernatural powers you can gain through different forms of tapas. Reach your right arm out to the right. Turn your head to the left. Roll onto your right shoulder. Tapas goes hand in hand with self-study. Right? Tapas is a way of shaking yourself out of complacency and seeing what comes up to the surface. And you're doing an austerity. What is an austerity? An austerity, by definition, is something that you don't particularly want to do. And by doing that, you're bringing in change into your life in a manageable way. You're teaching yourself to get comfortable with the fact that everything changes. And you're creating an opportunity by making yourself uncomfortable in some way to observe yourself more clearly. Self-study. Switch sides, slowly. Take your time. Sometimes tapas changes you. You decide to do this thing, and it becomes a habit. It becomes your new way of being. And the example I like to give everybody about that is my beard. I didn't always have a beard. But the first time I grew a beard, I decided I wasn't going to shave for 6 months as tapas. And the whole time it was itching and driving me crazy, and I was complaining to Angela that I didn't think I was going to make it through the 6 months. I got to shave this off. I look like a homeless person. Roll back to center. So 6 months came, and I shaved it off with the clippers, and then I put on the shaving cream and got out the razor and shaved it down to the skin, and when I threw some water on my face at the end, my whole face was on fire. It was awful. It was way worse than the itching from the beard. And I thought to myself, I'm never going to shave again. And I had a beard ever since. Arms down. Palms on the ground. Press your hands and your hips into the mat. And lift your chest and your thighs. Salabhasana, locust. As you lift, we all do it because our glutes are much stronger. We clench our butt cheeks together. So now you got to override that. Turn your big toes in. Turn your thigh bones in. Relax your glutes and engage your low back. Now push your hands into the mat. Engage your middle back. Squeeze your shoulder blades in, upper back. Lay back down and relax. Other times you perform the austerity and you learn things, and in the end, it doesn't stick. Right? All the old yogis from Patanjali's day say you have to be a vegetarian. It's like, there's just no way around it. You're not a yogi if you're not a vegetarian. And I was always like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And Years went past, and the masters had said enough things in their writings that had come true in my experience that I started being like, maybe they're right about this vegetarian thing. I gotta at least give it a try before I dismiss it. So for 1 year, I didn't have any meat or dairy. And at the end of the year, I went back to eating pretty much anything I want, except I learned a lot about my body and the way foods affect it. And I can definitely say I don't have the same relationship that I did with food before that meal. Bend your knees. Grab hold of your ankles or your feet. Bring your knees as close together as you can. Push up with your big toes. Lift your chest. Lift your thighs. And now keep your bottom ribs touching the floor. Try to lift your pelvis and breathe with your chest, not your belly. Every breath in goes up into the chest. And at the same time, you push up with your feet. Slowly release. Swish your feet from side to side. You hear modern yogis say things in yoga class all the time like, push yourself outside your comfort zone. Do something every day that scares you. What they're teaching you is to do tapas. To shake up your existence to see what falls out. Come up onto your hands and knees. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Tiger 1. Extend your right arm forward and your left leg back. Stay like that, or Tiger 2. Grab your left foot with your right hand. Or your ankle, just get a good grip, and then push up with your big toe like you just did in both. Re-extend back to Tiger 1. Then put your right hand down. Cross your left leg behind your right leg and put your knee on the ground. So you're kind of almost in eagle legs, but instead you're going to separate your feet as wide as you can, and then start to sit down between your feet. And if you can't make it to the floor without your thighs coming apart, then put your block underneath your bum. Take your right arm up and your left arm down. Then bending both elbows, try to bring your hands together between your shoulder blades. Once they touch, curl your fingers in on each other, so you got a good grip, and then pull your right elbow back and lift your chin. If you want to fold forwards, you can, but as soon as you start to round your back, you've lost it. You've got to keep your chest out in front, long spine. Let your hands go. Push off your bum and come back to tabletop. Extend your left arm forward and your right leg back. Stay, or Tiger 2. Grab your right foot with your left hand, push up with your big toe. Try to keep your hips level with the floor. Back to tiger one. Left arm forward, right leg back. Put your left hand down. Cross your right leg behind your left. Separate your feet. Gomukhanathasana, cow's head pose. Sit between your feet. Left arm up, right arm down. If your hands don't touch, you just get as close as you can and hold. Try to keep your elbow back. Keep trying to work your left arm up between your shoulder blades. Right arm, excuse me. Let your hands go. Push off your bum. Come back to tabletop. Swing your feet around in front of you and lie down onto your back. Once you're on your back, set up for bridge or supported bridge. Knees bent, feet flat. Lift your hips up. Put the block under your hips or don't. If you're not going to use the block, pretend that you're squeezing it between your knees. Engage your thighs and push your feet into the floor. Lower yourself down. I'm going to do two more today. You can stick with bridge, or you can move on and do wheel. Set your hands beside your head. And whenever you're ready, come back up again. If you're doing bridge again, maybe extend your right leg forward this time. Try to keep your hips level. Don't tip to the right. Right foot down. Everybody down. Couple breaths in and out. Reset, last time, come on up. And if you lifted your right leg last time, then obviously lift your left leg this time. Those of you in wheel, try to turn your toes in more. That's better, good. Lower yourself down. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees go out wide. Put your arms somewhere that feels right. Thanks to Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, we know that extreme tapas is not the way. Yet still, there are people that do that stuff in India to this day. Right? We know it's the middle way, which means we have to find right tapas. Like right effort in the pose. Not too hard, not too easy. So, there's a right time and a wrong time to do tapas. The right time is when your life has fallen into complacency. Every day is the same old thing. You're getting bored with the routine, nothing seems to change, everything's feeling dull. So, you pick an austerity. You shake things up. You invite change back into your existence. And a typical period of time that you would do a form of tapas is 40 days. And there's a lot of science nowadays that goes to back this up. It takes that long to break a habit. It takes that long to build a new pattern of behavior and have it stick. Yogis knew this. So if that's the right time to do tapas, when do you think the wrong time is? The wrong time would be when the shit hits the fan. When your life is going into upheaval, you don't need to be messing with yourself anymore. You've already got things to challenge your mindfulness. You've already got things to keep you motivated on your practice. Tapas is when things fall into complacency. It's a way of spurring your practice forward. It doesn't have to be anything so grand. You know, I can't tell you the number of times I've stopped biting my fingernails for 40 days. It drives me crazy every time. It's like it's the closest thing to smoking, because you keep putting your hand to your mouth and you're like, I'm not doing that anymore. Right? Like you have to catch yourself. Bring your knees back together. Bring your knees into your chest. And if you're not holding your space for mindfulness, you'll miss it. Right? You'll do it before you even realize that you've done it, because it's a habit. Roll around on your back. Make circles around your tailbone. Loosen it up a little bit. So I don't normally do things like this because honestly it's one of my favorite parts about being a yoga teacher is I don't have to rush anybody in their process. My job is to repeat the information until you're ready to hear it and do something about it. Right? You have as many lifetimes as you need to figure this out. Right? Center it out. Bring your knees into your chest, bring your head to your knees, squeeze yourself into a ball, and then come into plow. Put your head down and take your legs up over your head. Right, but with that said, I feel like a lot of you are really committed to the goal. And so I want to challenge you. I do. I challenge you to pick something to do for tapas for the next 40 days, and then tell me what it is, and commit to it, and I'll help hold you accountable to it. We'll go through it together. So just some examples. I had 2 students in different classes come up to me and say, I'm not going to hit the snooze alarm for the next 40 days. I thought that was a brilliant one. If you're a snoozer, that's really going to put you outside your comfort zone. Right? And right from the get-go, beginning of the day, it's like giving up coffee for 40 days. It just starts you off on that mindset. I had a student decide to give up all processed flour and sugar for 40 days. I was like, wow. You're going to be in for a wild ride after about 7 days on that one. One of my college students said, I'm not going to smoke pot for 40 days. I think that was a big deal for him. It's not necessarily giving something up. It could be doing something new. Take your hands off your back, press your hands into the mat, using your arms and your brakes, slowly lower your spine back down. Every time you bring another vertebrae down, try to keep your feet down. Try to drag your big toes over your forehead. You'll never be able to do that. Just think that way. When your tailbone's down, lock your knees, point your toes, and lower your legs with just as much control. If it's helpful, you can look at your feet. Lifting your head helps you engage your abs. Legs together, point your toes. Fish pose, Matsyendrasana. Lift your breastbone and tip your head back. Lay back down. Bring your right knee into your chest. Flex your left leg and lock your knee. Twist to the left. Look to the right. So another student has always struggled with meditation. So she said, I'm not committing to meditation. I'm just committing to sit for 5 minutes every day and see what happens. I was like, that's awesome. That's a good start. Somebody else that already has a meditation practice for 20 minutes a day said she's going to now do 2 sessions a day instead of just 1. Come back to center. Somebody else committed to chanting a mantra for an entire mala. That's 108 recitations every day. Bring your left knee in, squeeze both. Let your right leg go. Twist to the right, look to the left. Make sure that right leg is active. If you're in upheaval right now, then don't accept my challenge. You're already being challenged enough. You can always revisit tapas when you need it. Come back to center. Bring your knees into your chest. Bring your head to your knees. Extend your legs out onto the floor so that they're separate from each other. Lay your arms about a foot from your trunk. Make sure your tailbone is comfortable and your shoulder blades are flat. When it comes to tapas, right, remember to burn, we gotta find the right amount of heat. Too much heat is destructive, damaging. But as we all know, the right amount of warmth encourages growth. Instead of thinking tapas means austerity, think tapas means a burning enthusiasm for liberation. Make a fist with your right hand and lock your elbow. Squeeze your arm all the way up to your shoulder. Relax. Left arm, same thing. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax. Flex the right foot, lock the right knee, squeeze the leg all the way up to the hip. Go with it. Now the left leg, same thing. Relax. All 4 limbs at once. Relax. Don't move. Be still. starting below your navel. Fill your belly, ribs, and chest. And then empty just as thoroughly, chest, ribs, and all the way down to the bottom of the belly. Move and stretch your body in any way that happens automatically. And then bend your knees into your chest and roll onto your right side. Place the center of your forehead against the earth. Push yourself up to sitting and turn to the front. Practice will close with 3 Oms. Please join. Inhale. Thumb knuckles to your third eye. Om Shri Bhagavate Loka Samasa Sukhino Bhavantu. With respect, I bow to each of you.
Thank you for being here.